Hello and welcome to This Is. Today I have a mysterious challenge in front of me. I, with a blindfold on, need to recognize just how well I really know technology.
So we saw a video from iJustine and her sister Jenna where they did this, well, exact same thing. We thought it looked fun, so we're gonna steal it. In front of us, we have the mystery box where I have a bunch of items in here that you should know what they are.
Okay.
By feeling them. And you need to tell me what it is. You need to give me the model.
Easy. I have touched so much technology, I think I'll do okay.
I'll give you some leniency, but you need to be specific with like makes and models.
Yeah. I have done a lot of things with blindfolds on in my life. This is nothing that's gonna scare me.
First item is on the table.
Already?
Yes.
Okay, that's a 2080 Ti, easy. Founders Edition.
What makes you say that?
Well, because it's a 2080 Ti. It says RTX 2080 Ti right here.
Are you?
It's the shroud. It's the shroud. Like, it's obviously a graphics card, but like no one else has this sort of metal shroud with like the bend here. 1 fan, 2 fan, RTX 2080 Ti. I don't even need to take off the blindfold.
Do you want to take off the blindfold? That's kind of what we said we were gonna do, is that we take off the blindfold to review.
Oh look, it's 2080 Ti.
Okay, good news for you. In true This Is fashion, it only gets harder from here.
All right, Matt, what you got for me next?
All right, next up, let me get something out of the box.
Oh, my Sanyo Zacti CG10. Pew pew, pew pew. Dude, this is easy, man. Look. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure to subscribe to This Is.
Stop ending the videos after 30 seconds, all right?
These are so distinctive. That is like, I used to, okay, so for reference, not only have I done a video on this, but this was my very first YouTube camera. I don't know if I'm facing toward any of the cameras. I'm just gonna keep talking this way. This is what I started the channel on, the main channel on. I love this camera. It was so useful because like, it's such a unique sort of design. It did, I think 720p, which was pretty good for back in like 2009. It had like a decent little zoom lens. You could flip it around and do the whole selfie thing. I think it's a selfie, yeah, so you could do like this. It was great.
Again, they get harder as they go.
Yeah, sure. Tease me all you want. Oh, it's gonna get harder.
So we didn't talk about what happens if you...
Nothing happens.
Nothing happens?
No stakes.
No stakes. Love it. Love it. You have to tweet out that This Is the main channel and that Austin Evans is just a side project.
This is the main channel now. Okay, deal. All right. Okay, is this the Galaxy camera? This is the Galaxy camera, huh? But let me not be too hasty. This is a little bit harder than the other ones. So obviously this feels like smartphone-sized screen. Okay, so here's the thing. Back in my early tech days, when I first started getting invited to events, Samsung were actually, fun fact, the very first company to ever invite me to any real tech event. And at one of those first launch events, I think it was the Note 2, I believe, they also launched the Samsung Galaxy camera, which was literally a fusion of a Samsung Galaxy phone on the back and one of their point and shoots on the front side, or I guess back and front, whatever, regardless. I may or may not have taken advantage of their wonderful green screen and used a background that looked almost identical to my giant, oversized, stupid-looking white shirt, giving this wonderful footage.
White. It was like silver.
That was my default thumbnail background at the time. I had it on a flash drive, so like the guy was like, "Hey, we can key whatever you want on this." I'm like, "Oh yeah, I've got this background. Here you go." So they rendered it. Not my finest hour, but this I will say with a lot of confidence is the Samsung Galaxy camera, and I'm almost positive it's the 2 because I don't think we have the 1. Throw a CPU at me. I'll definitely not get that one.
2 seconds later.
All right, so this is definitely a chip. So this is an SoC of some variety. Is this what I think it is? Did you take this off my desk?
I may have.
Yeah, this is a Radeon 7 like SoC. I can tell because it's got the HBM2 memory on the side. And I only know this because this is a cool little gift that I got from AMD. I think for the Radeon 7 launch, they said it's like it's a dead chip, but like it's still like the full like package. I know this because it sits on my desk. I stare at it basically every day. So this is the actual like sort of GPU, and this is the HBM2 memory on the side.
So that was one. I'm like, okay, let's see. Like I knew
how many like GPU dies are sitting around, because you can feel on the bottom that that's not any kind of like CPU, and that like narrows it down to like 3.
So I was considering using an actual CPU, but like, you know, you're not gonna sit there counting pins or whatever.
Okay, well, hang on. So feels like a Pixel. So it's got the fingerprint sensor here. It's It's got the power buttons here. It also has that pretty distinctive kind of like rolled edge. Oh, wait, hold on. That's glass. Okay, so it's actually like metal and glass, I think. Is this all oh, wait, hang on. Okay, so I feel a headphone jack, which definitely dates it to being Pixel. Oh God, when did they drop the headphone jack? I don't think they had it for 3. I think they had it on Pixel 2. Yeah, I think that's plastic. Okay, so I'm gonna say that this is probably the Pixel 3a. I just don't remember did the Pixel 3a have this like little like shiny bit on the top or not.
It is in fact the Pixel 3a. Yes. So you are 100% so far.
Woo! Okay, that one by far the hardest one. That could have been a couple phones. I could have definitely got that one right.
I know, like I could have thrown you like generic phones, but like there's no way you're gonna get that. I mean, once again, I'm glad I didn't put any actual stakes up. Because, you know, that would have made me sad.
What about the stakes for the audience? Why are they still watching the video, man? They're clearly not here for the riveting content. Why is anyone watching this video right now?
I don't know. What do you guys want?
You know what? Here's the thing. Subscribe to This Is, and I promise that our next videos will be better than this one. See? That seems like a great pitch. I mean, this might not be exciting.
Every time you pitch, it's just like, I'm sorry, our videos suck.
No, you know what? It's called
self-deprecating.
Yeah, that one. I was about to say something else. I was like, that's not the correct phrase. Sorry.
I'm sorry, we're a piece of crap. Like.
All right. Hit me with that sweet tech.
I already did.
Oh, what the? Okay, controller. So wait, so my sticks are down here, which makes me think like Switch Pro controller. Actually, yeah, maybe this is. Oh, wait, but hang on. What is this? No, this is Stadia. I think this is Stadia. So we've got the D-pad, which is all one piece. I think this is a Stadia controller. This feels Stadia-like to me, but I haven't.
Maybe a turbo button?
What? Turbo button?
Yeah.
What is a turbo button?
Did you never play the Mad Catz controllers with the turbo button?
Yeah, but this is wireless. And also it feels much more modern. I think you're just trying to f with me right now.
I don't know.
Stadia controller, final answer. Ow.
Stop hitting the mic.
I'm blindfolded, Matt. What else am I supposed to do?
Situational awareness. Yes, it's a Stadia controller.
Woo! I could tell by the tone of your voice that you were trying to throw me off. However, I know you well enough to know that I will not be fooled by such shenanigans and trickeries, Matthew. Okay. I actually think so this is obviously a tiny graphics card. I think you just grabbed something from the top of my GPU shelf because this is a 1030.
God damn it.
I know this because I was literally using this card last week for a video.
Why were we using this card? Why do we have this card?
I needed something that was super low profile and didn't need any external power. So this, I believe, is a Gigabyte GT 1030 with 2 gigs of RAM. And I know that entirely because you just grabbed it from the top of my GPU shelf.
It wasn't on the top.
Yeah, also, how many of these low profile single slot cards do I have? Not a lot.
I don't know. I didn't know even realize that we had that, so.
Yes. Well, to be fair, I forgot we had it, but I needed it for a video, and I started looking through the shelf. I was like, oh, right, this thing.
This is a new item on the box.
I'm afraid to talk about. Okay. This is the thermal camera. This is the Seek. Dude, this stuff is so like, and this is the newer one because it has the rotating like little like thing. I'm sorry to say that these items are all things that I use on a very regular basis. This is, so for reference, this is a thermal camera that you can connect as a lightning port, so you can drop it into an iPhone. We have a couple of these, but this is the, I believe the XR version of the Seek Thermal, which is something that, again, as I've been using with a lot lately. Yeah? Oh no, I don't like this. This feels like a laptop slot loading optical disk drive that for some reason doesn't have the shell on it. Probably because I feel like this may be from like a MacBook or something, because I think we actually took apart a DVD drive for a video on the main channel like 9 months ago or so. This part's from like a Blu-ray drive, but this is parts from like the DVD drive, and then we tried to Frankenstein it together, but it didn't quite work, so we just hoped it would work, and it didn't. But yes.
Yeah. I hate you. I hate you.
Oh god, I don't like the way that sounds. Oh, this is Roboraptor X, because he's way bigger than normal Roboraptor. Yeah, okay. What, Roboraptor X is 33% larger than standard Roboraptor. This is common knowledge. I don't know why you gave him hands to try and trick me. Real Roboraptor's right here, because he's the This Is mascot, and we just bring him in for, you know, his tryouts on main channel. Roboraptor X is always behind me on the main channel, mostly because he looks bigger on camera. I'm feeling pretty good right now, man. How you feeling over there? What's your confidence level, Matt? Do you think you'll be able to win the game? You're just not gonna talk to me anymore.
No, I'm
USB rock for Mystery Tech.
That one was a joke one.
Yes. Like, I don't even know why we still have this, but this is from it's probably a couple years ago. This is USB rock.
That's before my time.
This is a pet rock that you plug in via USB and does literally nothing. There's a hole in right here There's a USB cable that comes out. That's the entire gag. Can't spend too much money on this, but yes, the USB rock. Oh wait, what is this? Ooh. Oh, is this a PSP? Oh, this is a PSP Go, isn't it? It's the one that lives on Jimmy's desk, right?
God
The
damn.
white one?
Stop even knowing where I'm taking these from.
I look at this a lot because PSP Go was a later model of the PSP. This was a digital-only PSP. So if you remember, the original PSP used the UMD disk drives, which was a questionable decision for a handheld portable console.
I'm going to rant about that for a second.
Go for it.
Why do they not just continue using mini disc?
Look, man, mini disc sounds like a very 2001 problem, but the PSP Go was way ahead of its time. The problem was it was just a little too far ahead because at the time, I don't think some PSP games were available digitally, but not a lot. And this may have been one of the very first digital-only consoles. PSP Go was rad. I wish I had one, but I never did until
You're literally holding one.
I have now stolen Jimmy's property. Jimmy, I'm gonna enjoy my PSP Go now. Thanks for donating it. Oh, this is weird. This is the, oh god, the iPod Nano 7th gen? This is the one with the lightning port right here. This is the last iPod Nano, I believe. And I can tell you this also sits right beside me every day because it sits on Ken's desk and I stare at it at least 3 times a week.
How can you see anything on Ken's desk? It's just covered in...
Look, man, I happen to be a bit of a busy person a lot of the time, but also as I'm writing videos, I almost always my eyes aimlessly wander around.
You say that you're busy, and yet every time I have one of these, oh yeah, I just stare at this all day. So it sounds like you're doing a whole lot of not
I listen
working.
to music, I write, and then I look around the room for inspiration.
I also don't think he actually listens to music. He just puts his headphones in and then pretends he can't hear us when we're trying to talk to him.
Full noise cancellation on, and I'm just listening to the
Austin, the payroll's not... The payroll didn't go through. Oh, I can't hear you. I got headphones.
I said hey, and I wake in the morning and I step outside and I take a deep breath and I get real high and I scream to the top of my lungs, what's going on? Jimmy, if you use that, you're fired.
Jimmy,
right?
if you use that, I quit. It's on the box.
I almost want to say this is the Palm phone, but I don't think it is. You might have me on this one.
Oh, he's gonna throw me this bone.
No, I'm not actually playing with you right now. It's a small phone. It's a mini phone, obviously. I feel the little camera here. It does feel a little bit like the Palm phone, but I seem to recall the Palm phone being a little heavier. We did, if you've watched This Is religiously, like we all obviously have, you will probably know that we've done a couple of videos on some small phones. I know we specifically did an entire video on just these tiny, tiny devices. And in that video, we did 3 or 4, and honestly, they all felt the same to me. I would guess it's from that video. Feels relatively modern, but it's not helping me that much. I'm actually gonna say I don't remember the name of any of those phones that we did on the episode. I think it's one of those, so just as a backup, I'm gonna say it's the Palm phone.
I'll give you credit for that.
Really?
It's not the Palm phone.
Uh-huh.
It is from that video. This was the only smartphone we did. The other ones were like plastic fold. So I don't know what the hell you're talking about there.
I forgot that they were feature phones, huh? Wait, I get that point?
You said it was from the other.
I mean, I did call the video out, I guess.
You said it was from that video. You just didn't know the name of it. It was the Melrose.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
I kept my eyes open. I still wouldn't get that name right.
we're down to our last item.
Last item.
Yeah.
Have you subscribed to This Is yet? I haven't.
Mystery box is gone.
Xbox 360 E. Thank you very much for watching this episode of Mystery Tech. I think my Xbox is upside down, but you can make sure to follow us on Twitter to get the latest updates on This Is content. And until next time, we're going to make Matt wear the blindfold. I think he's gone.